Hello, my name is Christine State and I am the director and filmmaker for this short series of instructional videos. I'll be talking to you about the process of making this film and some of the issues I came across during the pre-production, production and editing. I was approached by Sean Nicholson, a sous chef who currently works with a few trainee chefs and wanted them to improve their skills. He told me that he wanted to create a short series of 6 instructional videos about French shopping techniques, which they use on a regular basis. The plan for these videos was to either put them on YouTube as a playlist or put the videos up on a training website for his staff to watch. After our first initial talk about the videos, I made a couple of mood boards to see which style he wanted to use. The 3 YouTubers I looked at were Rosanna Pansino, Byron Talbot and Chef Steps. All 3 of these YouTube personalities has a different way of presenting their creations to the audience. Rosanna Pansino has a fairly young audience, so she dresses up a lot to match the items she is making to engage the audience. She also uses her own home kitchen to bake in, to show that anyone can make her food. Byron Talbot uses a lot of close-ups and voiceovers to show his audience how to cook. He wears chef whites, showing he is professional, but also uses a country-style kitchen to make it more casual and visually appealing for the audience. Chef Steps uses all close-ups with visual aids on screen to help you. There are no voiceovers and the kitchen is in a professional-style kitchen. In the end, I decided that Byron Talbot's style of videos were the best as they were clean and professional and suited the audience that Sean wanted to attract. Before starting on any of the storyboards, I needed to come up with a good script to base my video on. Sean gave me a list of script notes which included instructions on how to chop each vegetable individually, which helps me write my script, and I was able to fill in all the blanks for him. This took a slightly longer amount of time to do, as there was a small breakdown of communication between both the director and the client. This could have been better by sending more emails more regularly. The breakdown in communication meant that the script took longer to get back to me than I originally planned, which meant this also ate into my production time. I had to edit the script slightly just to suit his needs, but mostly the script was fine and there was no major changes that I needed to make. After the script was written, I needed to make a couple of storyboards for each video to see which style Sean wanted the most. This was difficult as he wanted a professional kitchen with professional chefs, which I didn't think would look right because it was a French chopping video and it should have been in a home style kitchen surrounded by fresh herbs, vegetables all around to make it look authentic and more visually appealing. The main problem we had with this idea was that he thought it wouldn't suit for his trainee chefs in the workplace. However, in the end he decided to go with my idea, mainly because it was more cost effective rather than trying to hire out a kitchen for a few days. When it got to planning the film and how many people we would need on set, we decided that we only needed a small crew just to help set up lighting, camera equipment, and making sure that everything was in its right place. This therefore meant that we only included one other person on set, including myself, the director, as I wanted to overlook the whole process of the filming while deciding on which angles were better to use, especially with the lighting that we had. The main problem we had in the kitchen was that the kitchen was quite small and the lighting glared quite a lot against the camera. This meant we had to try and diffuse the lights to make sure that it didn't glare too much and the audience wouldn't be distracted by the blinding light behind the chef. Next time I will go to the property myself to check the lighting so I can decide which appropriate lighting sources I need to bring with me onto set next time, as the lighting would have benefited from using box light to make a softer glow on the chef, rather than having bright glaring lights on the ceiling which distracts the audience eye. However, one benefit of this was the under cabinet lighting, which casted a really nice glow on top of the veg when Sean was preparing the chopping. However, since the kitchen was quite small, we couldn't get enough good angles of the preparation and including more shots of the different angles would help the chefs who are learning to chop by showing them finger and chopping techniques that they may not have used before. We also didn't have a lot of time in the property, which meant we had to rush slightly. So next time I will improve my production schedule and give myself longer than I really need to. So in case any mistakes do arise, I can comfortably move my time around, so I'm not pressured into getting filming done as quickly as possible. This, I felt, had a huge setback for me, as when it came to editing, I felt I didn't have enough shots of the chopping. So the shots ended up being quite long, which I really don't like the look of, but it was the best I could do with the clips that I had. One aspect of the editing that I really did like was the animations that I had up on screen, especially in the first episode, because it gives a visual aid to the trainees who are learning how to chop, which was also brought up in my audience response when I showed the first episode to a group of people. As they said, it helps and it emphasised the instructions of what Sean was doing, as well as the voiceover over the top of the clips. However, one of the ways this could have been improved would be by using Adobe After Effects to make the animations jump around a little bit. It would make the video look more fun and eye-catching for the audience. However, I didn't do this because I don't have enough experience with After Effects. This would have eaten up a lot into my editing time, and I didn't have enough time as it was due to some of the setbacks which I had in the pre-production stage and the production stage. So I didn't want to push it back any further. So I went with what I had and what I knew I could do. So next time I will improve my skills on both programs. All in all, I think I met the needs of my client to a satisfactory standard. I believe I made 6 appropriate videos for YouTube. So I did this in the style of Toolbut's videos, which I would think went down really well with the audience feedback which I had. It was mostly positive feedback. There was some comments about changing up the instructions a little bit each time just to keep people interested and waiting to see next week's video. So we'll keep them wanting to come back and watch more videos of his. However, I do believe this has improved my skills, especially working with a client by myself for pretty much the first time. And it's improved my research skills, my pre-production skills, and especially my editing skills. As I've never really added any kind of animations into any of my films before, which I do think is a skill I'm going to use in the future, and I'd definitely carry it off to the next project. One major setback though was the timing. I don't feel like I prepared my timing appropriately. It took a lot longer than I thought it would do. So next time I will make sure I have more than 6 weeks to plan, film and edit this whole video, as well as making sure I've got enough time to include my audience research, as that was also another thing that took me a while to get, especially after I was rushing the editing a bit more towards the end, because I feel like I was running out of time, so the ending could have been better than what it currently is now, but I think that's just like an improvement that I could use next time. However, overall I had a positive response from my client, had positive responses from my audience, and I believe I have met all of my targets which my client gave me. So thank you for watching and listening. So I think overall this video could potentially lead to some more videos for this specific client, especially as he wants to make his own YouTube channel. So I hope to make more videos for him in the future. So thanks for listening, and I hope to make more videos for you later.